Beirut has been struck by Israeli forces for the first time in nearly a week. Plumes of smoke are rising over the city. At least 10 airstrikes hit the southern suburb of Dahia in the early hours of Friday. The Israeli military has focused on attacking Dahia since Israel's conflict with Hezbollah escalated in September. Earlier, the army conducted multiple airstrikes near the Lebanese port city of Tyre and targeted several towns across the south. The health ministry says 6 paramedics were killed in 4 separate attacks. Israeli strikes have killed at least 45 people in Lebanon on Thursday. Let's get more from Zaina Khoda. She joins us live from Beirut. So, strikes in southern Beirut. What more are you hearing also about the latest diplomatic efforts to bring about a ceasefire, Zaina?
Lebanon's Prime Minister Najib Mikati said that Israel, through its actions, shows that it is not interested in any diplomatic initiative to bring about a ceasefire based on UN Resolution 1701. He points to the expansion and the intensification of Israel's attacks, the warnings made by the Israeli military for people to evacuate cities, basically depopulating areas. And he also points to the overnight strikes that targeted Beirut's southern suburb. We are at one of the entrances of Beirut's southern suburb. A number of neighborhoods were hit in the early hours of the morning. Massive destruction. Most of the 700,000 people have fled the area, but there are some people who still live there. And in the middle of the night, while they were asleep, they were told to leave the area. The resumption of strikes on Beirut's southern suburb coincided with a failed attempt at diplomacy. U.S. envoys were in Israel on Thursday. They left without any breakthrough. In the past, U.S. envoys used to visit Beirut after holding talks in Tel Aviv. This time, they did not. And Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu really made it very clear on what Israel wants. It says that it should be able to be responsible for its own security. In other words, it should be the one given the freedom to act when it sees, when it considers threats or violations against it. Israel wants to make sure Hezbollah does not rearm or regroup. And the deal that is being presented by Israel is being described in Lebanon as a deal of surrender. And this is something Hezbollah will not agree to.
And Zaina, there's also been escalation across the country. What can you tell us about strikes in other areas?
The warring sides are negotiating under fire. The Israeli military has stepped up its attacks, issuing evacuation orders for cities. The city of Baalbek in the east of the country, the southern cities of Nabatiyeh, of Tyre. And even after strikes happen, the following day they tell people basically not to return when they issue further evacuation orders. So worsening the displacement crisis in the country. Over 1 million people are now homeless, and the state is struggling to house these people and to provide the necessary aid. So Israel is hoping that this could, put more military pressure on Hezbollah, not just attacking the group, but attacking areas where their supporters live. But Hezbollah too is escalating, launching rockets across the border. Yesterday, 7 Israelis were killed, and this time they were not soldiers, but civilians.